Oh my god, look at this, guys. The carrots are seeding. My friends, thank you for joining me today in the garden. I have a little bit to do. Starting right here with these carrots. Need to get them out now. And I need to hurry because we're going to the river today. Today. Holy crap. Oh my god, look at this, guys. The carrots are seeding. I've never seen a carrot go to seed before. I'm going to leave this one and save the seeds. Oh wow. With these carrots seeding, it's an indication that I really need to harvest them. So I'm going to harvest all of these today and I'm going to rotate the crop. I'm going to be planting something else in here. While I'm working, I'm deciding in my head which plant I'm going to put in here next. I'm sure by the time I'm done, I'll figure it out. Yes, so this is my harvest and I'm happy with it because I've gotten quite a few from it before. I've been using these to cook for the past 6 weeks maybe or more, so I'm happy with what I got. I'm leaving my one carrot here that is seeding so I can have them to replant. I think I broke off that one at the top of that one accidentally, and it probably is the biggest one of the day. Look at that. I planted mixed lettuce in this tub as well, and mostly arugula grew. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this much arugula, but I'm harvesting them. So if it is that you have ideas as to recipes as to what I can use these for, let me know. I accidentally pulled up a lettuce and I'm replanting it right here, so but as it relates to the arugula, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this much. This thing has such a strong flavor. I'm not particularly sure. Look at that. This is a whole lot, and that's I'm halfway through. There's also garden crest in there. Has gone to seed. What do you do with these vegetables? What do you do with these greens? Let me know in the comments, please. That's the garden crest. And so that's a huge bundle of greens. What do I do with it? I have a few carrots in here as well, some rainbow carrots. I'm just molding them up into some soil, covering their roots properly so that I can get something from them. And I'm going to be transplanting some beetroot. I've sowed some beetroot around the back here, and I need to thin them out. So I'm going to make use of the space in the tub. Can't afford to waste space, so I'm going to just take some of the beetroot from my smaller containers and transplant them into the tub. Hopefully I get some nice beetroot. I can't have too much beetroot in my garden. We totally enjoy it in our salads and in our juice. I'm just going to quickly plant these and move and get back to my tire. The beetroot around there were so overcrowded, I have to remove some. I'm going to plant them in the tub that I just took out the arugula from. So I'm going to plant these seedlings. I had beetroot in this tub before and I rotated it with the tomatoes and the lettuce, the mixed lettuce and carrots, but I am not sure if they did well. Well, they did not do as well as I had anticipated. So I'm putting beetroot. Beetroot seems to be the only thing that does well in this tub. The carrots, I had planted carrots in there a while back and they didn't do so bad, but the beetroot have done the best. So it works for the beetroot, so beetroot it is. Only you guys could feel the sun that I'm working in. It's excruciating. My kids, they're waiting on me. I need to hurry up and get out of this place. We need to go get a dip. This tub right here is the first container that we started this garden with. Planting some callaloo or amaranth. And then the tire right here. So these two containers, they are the foundation for the garden. This is a tractor tire, and I've started with pak choy in this and callaloo in the tub, and then we got some crates, milk crates, those that you're looking on. I think that's two right there, and that's how we started. And then I started to collect other smaller tires and other containers and bought buckets and bottles, and the garden grew. The more we go to the market and the produce isn't suitable to us, we decide we're going to plant more and produce more food for our family. This is where we're at now. So what I'm doing, I'm removing the soil from this tire. I'm going to replace it, but I need to mulch the tire for the crop that I'm rotating into it. So I'm removing the top part of the soil, and then I'm going to mulch it with the same carrot leaves. These are the carrot leaves that we took off the carrots that I harvested earlier. And I'm just going to mulch the entire container with those, and then I put some manure and then the soil. So those, there are loads and loads of insects in there waiting to nibble on those plants and break them down. What happens is if I place them on top, they're just going to dry out, and the insects that are deep in the soil, they're not going to come to the surface because it is so hot, and most of them are soft-bodied insects. So what I do, I take some of the soil out, place the leaves in, the foliage in, and then cover them with the manure and the soil. The insects will eat and break down those, thus enriching the soil. And that's what I do in most of my containers. So my containers are basically mini compost bins, so to speak. I am basically giving back to my soil. So in the same way, if you were planting in the ground and you chop and drop, that's what you call it? Yes, that's the same thing I'm doing in my containers. You'll be surprised to know how much nutrients are in these leaves that we put back. I'm just going to put some horse manure. Same horse manure. I would have preferred to use chicken manure, seeing that these carrots were in this container for such an extended period of time, but I do not have chicken manure at the minute. I will be purchasing chicken soon because it's getting cooler, so I'll be able to raise my chicken during the cooler months, and I save that chicken manure and use it in the garden as well. But for now, I'm going to be using this horse manure to enrich my soil. After placing the horse manure in, I'm going to replace the soil that I had removed. So by the time the plants that I'm going to be planting in there, by the time their roots are established, the the foliage that I've placed in the mulch would have broken down, and so the roots would absorb the nutrients. I have been using this method over the years and it has worked, so I'll continue to use it. If I see where it's not working, every day you learn. I am open to learning new ways of doing things. So if this stopped working for me, then I will try something else. But at the minute it has worked. My plants have produced, and I'm happy with them. So this is what I do, and you can try to see if it works for you. If you are doing something else also, you can leave a comment and let me know what it is that I can do to improve my garden, because as I always say, I do not have all the answers, and any help you can get, it's help. So please let me know in the comment if there is anything else that you would do. And this is what I decided I'll plant in it. Callaloo. I had callaloo in there some time ago and it produced so many, I couldn't even manage the amount that it produced. So I'm going to try that again and we'll see if it works, because I'll take you along the journey with me. The months starting September, it should be cooler. These seeds are so tiny. I have no problem purchasing callaloo seed because I get value for money. While for some seeds I really do not like to purchase, like sunflower. I got 6 seeds in the sunflower. But for callaloo, you get so many in there. I really don't have an issue purchasing them. I'm just going to sow these in generously, and once they germinate, then I will thin it out and plant some in other containers. But no matter how you try, you can never sow callaloo seed and not having to thin it out after, because the seeds are extremely tiny, so you don't have a choice. But the callaloo seeds, they're cheap and you get a lot for your money whenever you purchase them. I am sowing my callaloo seed around this lone carrot because I am so excited. I have planted carrots so many times and I have never seen one seed, and this one has gone to seed, so I'm saving it and protecting it. And I'm surely going to harvest those seeds. I'm just covering. You don't really need to cover callaloo seeds, because once you water them in, they will sink under because they're so small, but I still like to cover them a little bit. So that's what I did there. I like to tidy up as I work, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put away my manure, and I really don't like things in my way when I'm working, so I'm trying to get the tools and the manure and stuff out of the way so that I can finish up. The weeds, they will take over my garden in no time, so I have to be on top of them. There are some weeds coming up in my passage right here, so I have to remove them. And they're even growing out of the side of my crates. Those are the milk crates that I spoke about earlier. And for every leaf, every dry leaf, it's nutrients for me. So those I don't throw away. If the weeds has seed on them, then I'll throw them away. But if not, I'll just place them in my containers, and they will help. They will break down rot and help to build up my soil. These are some okra seeds that I have. I took out the okras that I have here. I've always used this area for my okra plant ever since I filled it in with soil. So each time I remove the old plants, I would cut them up in pieces, use them to cover the soil, and then make my way through, as you see I'm doing here, through those mulch. So I use the plants to mulch back the same area each time, and as soon as the plants come up to about a foot, then I'll put more manure. So I'm just planting my okra replanting my okra that I just harvested. I'm just going to cover them here and water them in. I've always used this area for okra. It has always produced, even though I do not rotate what I plant here. Now in these containers, I did not plant these red callaloo. I'm not sure how the seeds got into these containers, but I have my lettuce and beans, and I'm going to leave some of the callaloo to come up in there, but there are so many seedlings, so I'm removing some of the seedlings, and I'm going to find other containers that a plant might have died or there is nothing in there to plant the extra, because they'll totally take over my containers and leave no room for my lettuce and my beans to come up. So I'm taking out some of them, and even though I'm leaving a few, I still will have to control them, cut them often to eat, or they'll take over the entire container because they grow so huge. These are really lovely seedlings. I had planted a tomato in this container and it got disease, so I'd remove it because I do not want the disease to spread to my other plant right there. Presently I'm struggling with tomato. That's not always the case. I'm not sure why. I might have to look into purchasing a few seedlings, hybrid that are disease resistant to plant, but I'm just utilizing this container to plant my red callaloo or my red amaranth, because it's always good. We love to eat callaloo and fried dumpling for breakfast, so it's never too much in the garden. Now we have a little bit of driving to do, so this is the last thing I'll be doing for today. I'm planting my last two red callaloo, and then I'm going to get ready and hit the road. Alright, so I'll see you at the river. We made it, my friends. We're at the river. This is Caymanas River, and it's somewhere where we go to relax and take a swim with the family. If you've made it here with me today, thank you so much for spending the day with us. I really appreciate you. I am so happy you are able to be here with me. If you've not already subscribed, please consider to do so. Please like and share with your friends and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I am going to try and relax and enjoy the rest of the day. It's still very hot. Relaxation is not something I usually do often, so I'm going to try and make the best of it today. Alright, thank you so much for being with us. Bye bye.